Well, hi and welcome to Glitch 2600. Who am I? Well, I'm Brian, aka Glitch, your friendly host through all things geekery. And you are here for a Glitch Byte, part of Vlogmas 2020. And Vlogmas 2020 we cover in day one, so you can go back to our playlist and see it. But basically, it's just a good way for us content creators to go live every day in December and bring you something new. Or just create something new. It doesn't have to be live. And so today you are here. If you saw the first note, then you know we're going to be talking about Ecamm, which is what I use to go live and do my live streams. And we're going to be talking about that in regards to the overlay feature and timers. So really quick, we're going to switch over to our live demo mode. And when we switch over there, I'm going to lower down that mic because man, is that bright. We're going to lower that down just a little bit. Or turn it up. Who knows? So now that we're in live demo mode, you can see stuff along the left-hand side. And when we're in here, we can do a few different things with our overlays. So normally you can bring in text and bring whatever you want there. So we bring that in, type it in, and that's how you get stuff like if I drop over here and hit this button, you can see how to get to the hotkeys. So that's a quick link on how to do hotkeys in case you don't have a Stream Deck like I use. But having said that, that's one thing you can do, but not everyone remembers that you can do stuff with the timers and do some really cool things. So in your timers, as a countdown 1, you can change the font, you can change the color, you can do all sorts of cool stuff in here. But you can do countdown to a date or time. So if you're doing a daily live stream where you're counting down the days to the next Star Wars release, well then you can go, hey, here's this date, or counting down, even better, till Christmas. So if we come back here and go 25 and 0000 AM 0, there we go. We can say, hey, let's count down the days until Christmas. Now you can have it loop. You can bring that down. Why you'd want to loop it, don't know for that one. There's lots of other loops, but not till Christmas. I mean, you can have a countdown all year long if that's your favorite thing. You can have it autoplay, do nothing. But you'll also see where you can come in here and have it do a couple other neat things. So if I bring that back up, or if I hide that overlay so I can actually do it there. There we go. Sorry, I had the wrong overlay up. On the side, it still had my graphics one, so you actually can't tell it's a loop or anything like that. I was about to say, that seemed ridiculous. But as that gets done, there's a cool checkbox there where it says, go to next scene. Well, for the countdown to a date or time, probably not so useful there. Unless you're running like an ambient stream and you're counting down until the next, that day and then 10 minutes later, then you can have it do it. Otherwise, you could go do something like this. Countdown for a specific amount of time. Well, you caught it at the beginning of this where there was a countdown timer, unless you see it after I've probably trimmed it off. But otherwise, I could say, hey, for 9 minutes, count down here. Or even better yet, let's just do 0 and then do 10 seconds. 1, 0. And you can have it auto start, in which case if I bring that up, you'll see it'll just count down to 10 seconds. But where that becomes really, really powerful is when, now that it's complete, it's done, nothing big. But if I come back in here and say go to next scene, well then if I have these scenes on the left and plan them out, that can be extremely powerful. Sometimes that's how I have my intro, go to my next scene there. But let's say we duplicate my current scene. So we're here and we just click on that one, duplicate it. And now I've got this fun snow overlay. Let's bring that down. Very good. If I stay on the right scene, bring that down. So it's just in this current scene, and we'll turn that on. So it's snow. Yay, snow. But let's have this now count down. So once it gets to 0, you should see it now. Switch to the next scene where it's going to count down again, but now we have snow. you can't tell, that's a very useful and powerful feature because, let's tell this not to count down and go to the next scene anymore, because I can have things go through. Let's say you're a fitness instructor. One cool thing is you could have that count down. So let's say it's 40 seconds and then you switch to another scene. So if you're doing a 40-20, you know, you're working hard for 40 seconds and then taking a break for 20, well, you can have it kind of cycle between those scenes, especially if you're doing something. Additionally, you could hide your timer off screen and switch between scenes. So let's say as you're working out, it's really hard to run a stream deck. So if you were a workout person and jump down there, you could maybe still be doing a 40-20 using another timer that we're going to show you called the stopwatch, but then you could have it switch essentially your cameras or appear to switch your cameras while you're doing a 40-20, because at that point it's going to count down. So when you have that timer switch scenes, it can continue there. So that's one way you can do it, and you can even just in your mind know it's doing that. Even if you don't show your people, you could say 20 seconds here, then 20 seconds on this scene, 20 seconds here, 20 seconds on that scene. And you can have it cycle through that and really quickly and easily do that. So, you know, that's one way. Let me flip back since it wants to keep changing my scene. Save. Stops. Like, hopefully in the background you guys got to see some fun stuff there. I'm going to pause that. So while we're on there, that's one way to get it to switch scenes automatically for you, because this doesn't have to be how it is. I can easily take away the background. If I take away the background, you'll notice it gets a little harder to see. I can make it the same color. I can put it behind my other overlay and make it disappear, which means it can just be now automated. It doesn't have to be seen to automate the scene. So you can literally put it in there for 10 seconds, for 2 minutes, and have it switch scenes for you just by changing the font. So change the font to a color that's practically clear, or the color of what you have. And you can do that in the background. Additionally, you can use timers as a clock. So you can just say what time it is. So you can have the constant time, you know, up in the corner if you want to use it that way. Otherwise, you could do stopwatch. Stopwatch is a lot of fun because you can have it auto start as soon as it shows. So if, let's say you're having an eating contest, you can bring that up, you hide it, and then when you bring it back, which you can do with keyboard shortcuts or a stream deck, then it starts counting again. Now, of course, if you want to pause, you can hover over it and pause it. There are keyboard shortcuts to do a lot of stuff. I don't think I saw one for pausing the stopwatch timer, but there might be. You know, I'd have to reach out to them. I tried a bunch of keys just to see, like command, you know, all different command ones, and none of them did it that I found. So it just means I didn't try all the keys of the alphabet. But by pausing and starting and stopping, I can do it that way. Otherwise, if I turn it off and back on, it starts fresh again, which is neat if you want to be able to do a few things there. But like I said, one way you can still do that is even as a countdown is a good way for you to say, I'm putting 10 seconds up on the clock. You can have it count down and show that for your people. And the nice thing is you can have that go to the next scene. Win, lose, fail, whichever one you want to do up there. You can have a fun eating challenge and do it that way if that's what you do. If you're doing a hot wings, the most hot wings you can eat in 30 seconds, or can you handle hot sauce in there in your mouth for 30 seconds, and then your next scene be a red overlay and your, you know, fun video with smoke coming out, or have it play a video afterwards, a pre-recorded, which allows you to reset your scenes. So it's a good way to, as you do your plan a show, to kind of play that around. So that's some of the power of timers and overlays, especially once you plan out your scenes. And you can do it for the whole scene. Right now, I have it over here in just current scene, but you can bring that timer up so it sits there in all your scenes. And then it's just whether you have it visible or not. And that's just some of the power that you have when you're using timers in Ecamm. So if you found that helpful, then please, please, please come subscribe to us on YouTube. Use that little link down below. Hover over, if you're on a computer with your smartphone, just bring up the camera app, hover over that, and have it, it'll say, hey, do you want to open? If you're using the camera app, and you'll say, yeah, and then click subscribe, and then click that bell, and it'll notify you when we're going live, which right now we're doing a Glitch Byte every day through December. Otherwise, you can also follow us on the Facebook, the Book of Face, using that link down below. You know, you won't get as many notifications, but it's still a good way to follow along. And if you really enjoyed these, that's the best way to let us know, is by going in and subscribing on any of those channels so we can keep making cool content for you. By all means, please let us know there if there's something you'd like us to cover, because that's what we're doing with these Glitch Bytes. And if you want something more in depth, let us know. We'll also be doing a Geek Out soon, which is where you'll be able to answer or ask your questions live, and I'll get a response back live, or you'll get one from me live if I can speak that day. We'll see. But we're trying to keep this short, so that's what we're doing. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned something new and expand your use of Ecamm. If you're doing live streaming on a Mac, you can do some of the same stuff with vMix on the PC, but that's a whole bite for another day. But yeah, either way, I had fun. Hopefully you had fun, learned something new. And with that, we're going to wrap this up, and I'm out of here. So we'll see you tomorrow.